Morning. Good afternoon if you're across the pond, and good evening if you way over there. Hope everybody is doing well. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Long hair Yeti is in the building. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about a little bit of this in just a little bit. And we've got English with me in the building. Arteta out. And Amsterdam is like, yep. Refer back to that gentleman above me. Arteta out. Ladies and gentlemen, I am excited this morning. I couldn't sleep last night, man. I was so excited to have this brother on. The Yorkshire Gunner is in the building. The man who is keeping receipts on top of receipts on top of receipts on top of receipts. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a warm applause. Welcome.
What's up, brother? Yeah, I'm not too bad. Just need to keep foot on the necks of Arsenal Football Club, really. The fans need to apply that pressure because we've been sold a dream as it stands at the moment. And then going into next season, there needs to be certain expectations that need to be met. So, yeah.
Yep. Well, brother, I'll tell you, man, I think next year is going to be the narrative of, especially with some of us in the community here, is going to be we're going to be holding them accountable. Yeah. Because, they've said we want to challenge and this, that, and the third. And I mean, me personally, we threw away a 248-day lead at the top. We've got people running around here celebrating as if, we won the title. And, I talked to brother, I don't know if he's watching now, but I talked to brother Tony Claude this past weekend. And I told him, I said, from now on, I'm going to stop referring to us as coming in second. I'm going to refer to us as this season we qualified for Europe, because that's all we did. We didn't do anything else. We just qualified for Europe. That's it. Yeah. Shout out to everybody in the chat this morning. Shout out to everybody in the chat. So, all right. So we have a lot of ground to cover this morning. And I think the best way to do it is let me get this lined up here, because I've got something special that I saved for you. And and we're gonna go ahead and get into this delusion, because I'm telling you, delusion in this fan base is it's a special type of delusion.
All sorts.
I mean, when you look at the delusion that's in the fan base, people last weekend, it was the worst I had ever seen it. It was, I honest to God, Kenny Kent said this on his fan camp. People were going to that game, and you're going to see this in this what I'm about to show you. People were going to this game last week against Wolves. They thought we had this thing. They were buying tickets thinking it was going to be a celebration. So the attitude of people that was going there, these were all people that were, we're going to party it up. And when you see this next video, it's going to sum it up. It's going to sum up exactly what I'm talking about, because this is the type of delusion that's actually, getting out there on the front foot, saying that last season was a success. This is, we're headed places, and and it's quite shocking, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and cue this on up here, and let's break this thing down. Let's watch this one together here, brother. Let's brace yourself. Brace yourself.
I'm bracing myself.
All right, here we go.
A great win today, beat Wolverhampton 5-0 in our last Premier League game of the season. Your thoughts of the game?
Great game, perfect way to end the season. It's been a challenging season. We exceeded all expectations. I know we wanted to celebrate a championship, but you know what? This is the second best. We're going to go great next season. I'm looking forward to the great work that Arteta is doing. I think it's going to be an amazing season. I came all the way from Los Angeles for today's game, right? It would have been great to see a championship, but I'm just extremely thrilled. 5-0 for Arsenal. Let's go.
It's a brilliant performance today. Granted, Xhaka, it looks like he might be leaving us, so that might have been his farewell game. And what a performance! 2 goals, and he's been outstanding all season. Got a lot of goals, a lot of assists. But advanced midfield role was really suiting him.
Great performance by Granit. I mean, sad to see him go if he's gone, but what a fairy tale ending, right? Many seasons ago, casting his Captain Zambarn down to the side, but look at today, we're singing his name. We got Granite Xhaka. Amazing work by Granite. Love to see.
I mean, this is the delusion. This is it right here. If you want a snapshot of the delusion in this fan base, look no further than this. AFTV, everybody on AFTV. AFTV ain't got nothing on this right here. This right here is world-class delusion. When I saw this, I literally, the way you were looking is the way I said, what? These are the type of fans that are setting this club back year after year after year, my friend. Brother, what you make of this? We're gonna go through this. So you go break it down, brother.
It's astounding the amount of delusion that was in that. I mean, one of the things that as soon as I saw that he was wearing the new kit, I thought to myself, right, I know exactly that he's gonna make out that everything was all good. He did just that, and the way he did it, I mean, I'm assuming he must have been paid to come over here to spout this amount of delusion. I mean, Granit Xhaka fairy tale ending. We spent 93% of the season top. He has a good season for what? 3/4 of it, just over half. And a fairy tale ending after all the the armband thing and everything like that. And he's saying that, he's talking with anyone would think that Granit Xhaka was Perez or something like that, or you know what I mean? Like someone who actually did things and was part of something. No, I mean, it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this, and like I said, this was a lot of these people that showed up last weekend were people that were showing up that they thought they were going to come celebrate a party or something else, man. And then they get out there, like you said, new kid, all the way from LA. He should be cussing and fussing, saying, why did we put in this performance the last game of the season and not put this performance in the critical run of the season? People looked at that game last week, York, 5-0. Well, where was that when we needed it against Southampton? Where was that when we needed it against Brighton? Oh, I know where it was. It was hiding behind pressure. Yep. No pressure FC strikes again. Yep. We do this every single year. We have been doing this for almost 4 years running. When the pressure is off, then everything is all hunky-dory, man. I think the record when we went at home at the last game of the season is like 7-0 or something like that. The last several years, bro, we win it all the time at home. When does it matter when we need the wins? People like this right here, brother. This brother right here is a classic example of the type of fan that does not hold the club accountable.
I wonder what he'd say if he'd said to him, okay, so the target next season is, to win the Champions League. I wonder if he'd just turn around and say, oh, no, that's too much. Like, you're aiming too high. I'm assuming that that's what he'd say. Because if someone said to him, okay, next season, you can you'll be challenging again and you'll finish inside the top 4 again and you'll finish above Spurs, he'll probably take that without winning any trophies. He'll probably take that because, well, we're getting top 4. And this is my pet hate. I hate this notion that top 4 gets you Champions League. Because, to be honest, nobody deserves to be in the Champions League apart from winners, basically. And I've made a video saying that I think FA Cup winners should get Champions League football instead of second, because I don't get why we deserve Champions League football for finishing second, but then the FA Cup winners just get Europa League. You know what I mean? It's a slap in the face, in my opinion. And these kind of fans. You're not going to hear these kind of fans turn around and say, okay, next season the Champions League is the main aim. You're not going to hear that. You'll never hear that from these kind of fans. Yeah,
not at all. Shout out to Carl Rossi, Long Hair Yeti. Brother Dale Boy is in the chat. My main man, Warren's Team Talk. he definitely holds them accountable. All of them hold them accountable. This is the no spin zone here. Let's get back to this video, y'all.
I wish he stays, but best of luck if he doesn't. I know he's going to do great. Legend for Arsenal.
My man just said legend for Arsenal. I was broke my mouth trying to get over it. This legend for Granit Xhaka, a legend for Arsenal.
I suppose he deserves a statue outside the Emirates.
I mean,
what's the statue going to be? Him throwing off the armband?
No, either that or the red card one. Somebody holding the red card up.
Legend. I mean, what? Somebody needs to ask him. Okay, what has he done to be warrant being a legend at this club? What has he done? What was the standout thing for him to be a legend? Because I mean, for all this time, we were looking at Granit Xhaka and we were thinking, all the times he cost us games, getting booked and sent off and everything like that, losing his head. And all this time, we're looking at him thinking, we spent 35 million on him and we could have got Kante. You know what I mean? That's every time I saw Granit Xhaka. I mean, to be honest, I liked what he was doing this season. You know what I mean? I gave him the nickname Big X this season because of what he was doing this season in terms of his form. And obviously the way the team was playing, and he actually wasn't costing us apart from the Liverpool game. But overall, you know, has he been good enough? Like, no, not to stay, not to be called a legend. I think that's disrespectful, to be honest with you, to say a legend.
It's insulting. Yeah, it's insulting. It's basically you have not looked at any of this man's past transgressions. As a matter of fact, this is why I say we're going to we hold a receipt. We're gonna come back to this in just a second, but I want to bring this up here. Arsenal captain Granit Xhaka, this is in 2022, defends his card record. You know, Xhaka has accumulated 5 red cards in his time at Arsenal, 49 yellows in 180 appearances. When you look at Granit Xhaka, this is the best way I can explain. He is one of the main reasons that we were 8th, 5th, and worse.
And games that we've lost where it's been, I think, was it the season before last when we lost 5-0 at Man City? Didn't he get sent off in that game?
He got a red card in that game as well. Yeah.
And there was another game where we lost and then he got sent off in that game. I can't remember what game it was now. But he's been a standout when things have gone wrong for most of his Arsenal career. You know what I mean? So for that delusional fan to turn around and use the word legend towards him because he had a good season this season, and that fan deemed this season as good enough because, you know, we flirted with the idea of winning a league title through all competitions away. It's a slap in the face.
I mean, like I said, the delusion last weekend was on full grandeur. They had banners. I was trying to find some pictures or whatever. I couldn't find them, but they had the banners. The sister had the banner. Granted, we want you to stay. I love you, Granit Xhaka.
Oh yeah, I heard about those.
I mean, you look up at and then over here in the States, we got a Peacock. They just kept zooming right in on the best looking Spaniard we know. What the hell does that have to do with us winning 248 days at the top? See, this is the way I'm running with it from now. I'm not going to sit here and argue with folks. I'm just going to state the obvious. 248 days at the top. And I'm watching Man City hoist up a trophy. There's something wrong with that picture.
Yeah. I said I knew all season, right from the start of the season, I knew, nope, we're not winning the league. We're not winning the league. Not one time this season did I say, oh, we're going to win the league. Nope. There was, because to me, I didn't see enough, despite the fact that we're winning games, getting over certain hurdles. I just knew because we've got the same sets of players that bottled top 4 last season. I said we'll bottle the league the way we bottled top 4 last season. And unfortunately, I was proven right. And I hate that I was proven right, but I just knew because I just looked at these players and I thought, yeah, we're looking good because we're winning these games, but look at the goals we're conceding and in the manner. I think in one of my last videos I said that every single season, whenever we need something in a game where it's a must need, we always give away a goal by making a back pass. Always, every single time. Every time we lose at Old Trafford, there's always some mistake that we do, and then they go on the counter attack and then the score. At the Etihad and even at Emirates, back pass goal every single season. Next season, it's going to happen again. There's going to be a game where it's it's a must, and we're going to make a back pass, and they're going to score from it, and then our heads will drop.
Yeah. Yep, that's a whole nother issue there with us just playing out of that back. I absolutely despise it. Me personally,
yeah,
I despise it. I hate watching teams play out of the back. This is one reason why City beat so many teams. Now, right here in this, I was going through this article this morning here, and in this right here, where is it at here? Here we go. Just the arrogancy of this man. It says, yeah, but it happens too often. Then let me ask this question. Why do coaches keep playing me? Because I'm a good guy? No. It's because I train hard, I work hard, and I try to help my teammates because I believe you played the way you train. Well, explain to me when we had that 4-run run in there with Liverpool, Newcastle there. We had Brighton was in there. We got the Newcastle win, of course. We had the Brighton, we had the Southampton. It's somebody else I'm missing now. I can't remember who it was. Was it
West Ham, Liverpool?
West Ham. That's it. West Ham. Yeah. So if you play the way you train, then what the hell were y'all doing in training during that run of form? We don't call out. The problem with this fan base is we don't call out. See, it's easy for them to run to the dirt sheets and tell them, what and the PR machine backs them up, But when it's time to get called out on stuff like this right here, we don't do it. Arsenal fans don't do it.
No, the form that he was in for the Wolves game, getting those 2 goals, it was on a hat trick, and it's like, well, where was that in those games that we bowled? Like where was that? You know what I mean? It's like every single time we do this. Like players go missing when it's crucial, and then no pressure FC, and then now the players turn into Real Madrid. It's like, I'm sick of this now. You know what I mean? We're sick of this. We're all sick of. I'll never forget 2016. Finished second to Leicester, and Giroud didn't score in the league between January and April, I think it was, or May. Because the last time he scored was the 3-3 draw at Anfield. Didn't score. Ozil could have got his record assists and everything like that. Probably could have won the league from all that. And then as soon as the league was done, he scored in the game before the last game of the season, which was Aston Villa, when we beat him 4-0. And then he scores a hat-trick in that 4-0 win against Aston Villa. And I'm looking and I'm like, well, where was that against all these teams while we were, essentially in the title race with Leicester? Where was all that? You know what I mean? And it will keep happening until the mindset overall in the club, the fan base, and everything like that changes. And it's been pointed out that we can change managers, can even change owners. The fans are still the same.
Yeah. Yep. You're 100% correct, man. Let's dive deep back into this rabbit hole.
I think we surpassed our best ever goal scored in the Premier League season. Amazing stat, and so many outstanding performances, attacking plays, been brilliant this season.
Excellent. 100 goals this season. Remarkable. Can you imagine what we're going to do next season? Turn up the charts. We got Bukayo Saka player of the season. Saka number 7. I'm excited. 5 goals today. Perfect game. Granted, 2. Amazing game by Granted. Amazing, great game by all the boys, all the lads. Excellent work. I'm so excited. Let's go. Come on, you Gunners.
I was just going to ask you who's your player of the season. You said there for you is Saka, yeah?
Saka, player of the season, man. greatest player. I can't wait to see what he's doing. He signed the team. My man signed the team. I know he's going to do amazing for us next season and for the future. But player of the season, star boy, what more can you ask of him? He played every single game, delivered for us. What more can you ask from a player than what Bukayo did for us? Let's go, Sakalaka.
Okay, and overall this season, it's been a great season. When you look at in the last season, at this point, they're missing out on the top four. But when we progress, we've got top four comfortably this season. We managed to push Man City for the title as well. We only finished 5 points behind them. When you come back to last season, we were 24 points behind them. So we've improved a lot. Even though there's been a lot of criticism.
I mean, you hear this. This is it. This is why I say delusion is at an all-time high. You have this is just one video. Mm-hmm. I didn't even feel it was so many of them that I just was like, you know what, I'm just going to take the best of the lot, because I mean everything this gentleman said, this next year we're gonna come back and we're gonna do it next year. This is what's wrong, and I'm gonna get started because I hadn't been on a rant in a minute, York. So give me just a second here. What have we heard the last 4 seasons? We've heard, well, judge him in May. We've heard next season we're going to challenge. We've heard it was all in our hands. We've heard the classic. I've got it right here. Let me bring it up right here quick. Let me hit it.
We leave United to have a go at the Europa League.
Don't say you leave us. No, don't say that, because
we leave United to have a go at the Europa League.
Bigger fish to fry.
No, don't say that, because
we have bigger fish to fry. We've got if you can't see what Mikel Arteta is doing, you can F on down the lane. Go support Chelsea, you plastic fan. You support Tottenham. We've heard it all over and over and over. And what have we gotten, York? What have we gotten in 4 years? What have we gotten? Show it to me. Where's the trophy? If you can find the trophy, I'll believe it.
Our trophy cabinet for the last 4 years is about as empty as Tottenham's right now.
And exactly what happens. See, this is why I said this whole, oh man, it was a success. Well, the newest thing is, what would you have taken? Let me tell you something. I talked to a buddy of mine yesterday, United fan. Good, he might be watching. Good buddy of mine. I called him yesterday. We talked, and he said, man, y'all had a good season this year. And I said, no, we didn't. He said, man, y'all finished in second, bro. I said, brother, if Ten Hag was at the top 248 days, would you be calling for his head? Well, yeah, man, we wouldn't accept that. I said, so why do we have to accept it? Why do Arsenal fans why do we have to accept the butt of the jokes? If Tottenham, you know it just like I know it. If Tottenham had done this, they would have meme on top of meme on top of meme on top of meme on top of meme. Yep. They'd be laughing it up, man.
Yep.
Why do people expect us to take stuff? I had Tony Clark Gunner had some gentlemen on his channel, and they were talking about, oh well, man, y'all need to be patient with Mikel Arteta. You need to work with him, give him time, brother. Y'all at these clubs where y'all are the most ruthless with managers, the most ruthless. Brother, we have fallen so far down the totem pole, man, that we just accept anything, brother.
And you know why that is? It's because everybody else can see the delusion of this fan base. So that's why they can look at us and say, oh, well, you've had a good season because you finished second. Because they know that this fan base just accepts not winning anything, just flirting with the idea. And then other fans that say, give Arteta time, well, of course you'd say that because they know that we ain't going anywhere. You know what I mean? If we had a manager that was actually going to do something, they would probably say, oh, no, maybe you should change him because they'd be scared of some success. But they know that Arteta's not going to be that guy. So unless he can turn it around in this transfer window, which I don't think will have a good window, they're going to say, give him time because, we're not going anywhere. Like I wanted my new fans to give all the time because I knew they weren't going to go anywhere with him. So, this comment right here, brother Chris. I watch the Scottish Premier League when I'm not watching us in the morning, and he's saying here that is shocking. I'm celebrating my beloved Celtics winning their 5th treble in 7 years, not forgetting last season's double. Yet 2 seasons ago we were in the gutter. Yes, I watch Rangers, so I know the standard
is high. I don't want to hear anything about that's a crap league over there. That's the Scottish Premier League. It doesn't matter. The aim is to win at all costs. Let me tell you something. That's another club. They will fire if the manager does not get the job done. Celtic will run that manager. It will fire him on the spot.
Yep.
It won't think twice. Rangers will fire somebody on the spot without thinking twice. Arsenal, we reward you with mediocrity. Let me tell you a theory. Let me give you a theory, York. We have really only had in the modern era. In the modern era, we've really only had four if you want to count Youngberg. We've really only had 4 managers. Well, technically, really 2 if you want to look at Wenger and this gentleman Arteta. So a lot of these fans have not even seen what a high quality manager is. You can say what you want to say about Wenger on the back end of his career, but on the front end, Wenger was the real deal.
Yeah.
You look at this manager, he comes in, he gets basically Wenger's players.
Yeah.
Goes with a little bit of Emery sprinkled in there.
Yeah.
Takes that team wins the FA Cup with timeouts and water breaks and juice boxes and no people understand. Yeah, no fans, all that stuff. And Aubameyang, who he ran right out of town. It killed it, basically killed his career. And then you look up and now everybody said, well, he won the FA Cup. Well, if the man is so good, York, why have we been put? I wish if I thought about it, I would have did. I would have pulled up. Somebody in the chat, go look it up. Find every time we got put out of a cup for me and drop it in the chat if y'all can find it. Every time we got put out of cup in a cup tournament, look what we got put out at. It was early.
If I can memorize it, going by Arteta's out there. Going by Arteta's record in cups.
Yeah.
So 2020, 2021. I think Man City put us out of the League Cup that season. 2021 season. I think Man City put us out of it. I might be wrong, but I think Man City put us out of that. The FA Cup. FA Cup, who put us out of that? I can't remember who put us out of the FA Cup that season. Olympiacos put us out of the Europa League.
Brighton. Did Brighton put us out of cup? I can't remember. Brighton put us out of cup. Brighton put us out.
Last season just gone, they did.
Okay, Brighton put us out.
2021-22, the League Cup. I can't remember who put us out of that, to be honest with you. The FA Cup, Forest put us out of that. And we didn't have no Europa League. Then last season, Brighton put us out of the League Cup. Man City put us out of the FA Cup. Sporting in the Europa League. It's not looking good because Arteta, apart from taking us to Europa League. Oh no, sorry, no, he didn't do that today. Oh no, he took us to the semi-final Europa League.
That's right, because you played 4-3-3. Yeah, that's right. Because
Unai is Villarreal. Yeah, he took us to semi-final.
Yeah, I forgot about the false 9.
Yeah, other than that, his cup records haven't been good. This is him having his own team.
Yeah,
not having a sprinkle of Emery's and Wenger's and whatever. He's his own team, and he can't even do that.
Yep, and this is why I bring this up. We have to look at this as this is a team built in his image. This is his players. These are his players. We're gonna get into Edu in a little bit here, but this is their team, their project, their phase 5. This is all them. And so when you see that the results of not having other people's installed player base, you start seeing that. Wait a minute, and everybody's like, "Well, they're building something special at Arsenal." Well, let's go look back at, like you said, everybody who's finished second. There's no guarantee that you're gonna finish in the top 4 the next year or top a challenge for the title.
Exactly.
I've let me pull. Let's go right over here. Let's go right here. See, this is the no delusion zone over here. So this is the year we finish 8th. All right. So we look at the table: Liverpool and City, and United and Chelsea, Leicester City. We'll just keep this in mind. So we're gonna go to 2021. Let's go look at the table. All right. So they're still hanging around in there. But you start noticing right up here. I want you to start watching City. City has there's a habit that's starting to form with City where they pull away from teams. Then you go up to 20, 21. And just look how they just start pulling away. And it, this Liverpool team, people forget this Liverpool team. This was an extraordinary, really, 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 really good Liverpool team that we're talking about now. People, we got to keep that in mind. Look where Arsenal is all these years. Look at this. Still sitting there flying around. They're Spurs. Oh yeah, Spurs. Then we're gonna go up. Let's go to this year. Oh well, we finished in second. But we can go back. Let's go back. Hey, let's go back 10 years ago. Let's see who finished in second. Oh, Liverpool. How many times you hear Liverpool say, oh, man, we finished in second place? We finished in second place. Well, Matt, man, I know somebody's going to say, somebody's going to watch this on the replay. Well, Matt, man, Liverpool, they won the title in that run. Yeah, but look at what Liverpool was doing, man. Look at the team that Liverpool had. Liverpool was going out in the transfer window buying quality players to get them over the line. That's another discussion. We'll get on that a little later on. And you just see where we are. You just see where we are. Fourth, we go all the way back. I'm just pulling receipts, man. I'm just pulling receipts. Oh, well, in 15, we finished second behind Leicester City. But look, it took us damn near almost 10 years to get back to second place. I mean, I'm just short.
Yeah, this fan base is just happy to just get top four, and because second was like they see second as a win because the whole narrative, the whole notion of we didn't expect it, blah blah blah. Because in the first place, their aim of getting top four is get fourth. That's their aim. So getting second was like, we exceeded expectations, kind of thing, and they're just good enough with it. You know what I mean? And we haven't won no silverware. And it don't matter to these lot. And because it doesn't matter, that's the problem. Because it rubs into the club. And because you've got a lot of fans that are delusional, the club just accepts it because the club knows the fans aren't going to really push back on this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like they look back, they sit, and I'm over here, like I said, I'm in the States, so I'm privy to how Stan Kroenke works, man. And I guarantee he's just sitting back looking, man. He's invested in these Denver Nuggets and these Rams and his Colorado Rapids and his other team that he got, Yeah. And he just sitting there laughing. Look at these fools over here buying these new kits, man. They don't even come out basketball jerseys the way they come out with football jerseys over here, man. Over there where y'all at, man. Y'all get them all the time. Over here, you get maybe one every 2 or 3 years, and then they might come out with something special for the fans. But over here, man, they milk it. Arsenal just milk these kits like this kit right here. They milk them. All right, so let's get back into Silly Man here. Let's pull up Silly Man.
In recent weeks, but for us, we know it's been a very good season. How would you rate our season overall? What would you give us out of 10?
I think this was a perfect season. What more can you ask for? Going into the season, if anybody just said
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you?
A perfect season.
I was like, did I just hear what I thought I heard? Did I just hear what I thought I heard? Shout out to TJ Warren in the chat, my man. I see you there, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah. A perfect season. That's what the man just said. A perfect. On what planet was this a perfect season? 248 days at the top. You owe first 93%. Do people realize, York, that we're on the wrong side of history? We're on the wrong side of history, brother. We are going to be laughed at. Look, man, I am from Georgia. Anybody that knows about Georgia knows about the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons will forever be on the wrong side of history. The New England Patriots will always be remembered for going 17-1. The Arsenal Football Club will always be remembered for going 248 days, 93% at the top, and not getting it, bottling it. Over here in the States, we call it choking. They say, hey, brother, they say that when you get close, that we are close to it. I got something for that too. Here we go.
Got a lot of work to do. We're close, and close don't mean.
Close don't mean. And I don't want to hear anything about we were close to the title. This was perfect, brother. Look, you take it away, bro. Take it away. Take it away. Take it away, man.
The only thing that saves this kind of embarrassment for Arsenal being remembered that they were top of the table for so long is the fact that Arsenal have been invincible. That's the only thing that saves them, because that will forever be moved in front, that Arsenal have got that in the history. And this fan base will be happy with knowing that, you know, we were nearly there on catching Man City, beating Man City to the title. Despite the fact that we didn't win it, they're just happy that, oh, well, we flirted with the idea. It's just, this is exactly why other fans can come up to Arsenal fans and say, give Arteta time, you had a good season, you finished second, you challenged Man City, and they'll look at fans like this, saying this, that he's saying, perfect season. I mean, a perfect season for me is going invincible and winning a quadruple. That's a perfect season.
Perfect season, yeah.
Like winning every single game in every single competition. That is technically would be a perfect season. But for him to turn around and say it's a perfect season, because really saying that because we got top 4 comfortably, basically. That's basically why he's saying it.
Yeah.
We got top 4 comfortably, and our last game we smoked Wolves 5-0, which was very predictable. It was very predictable from when the league was done. It was very, very predictable. I even said in one of my videos that one of Brighton, Forest, or Wolves, they're holding at least for one of them holding for, because that's just what we do, and we'll continue to do that. But a perfect season, it's a slap in the face again. Like the amount of slaps in the face that we receive from this, and this is right from the fan base. It's not just him. There'll be a lot of people that think like him.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's unfortunate that that's where we are.
Yeah. I mean, you hear this, man, and people say, "Oh, you know, this was a perfect season. This was great." You know, we've exceeded expectations. You'll hear that. I'm not sure if you'll say it now, but well, you know, we exceeded expectations, and you know, it's just like, what are y'all looking at, man? What are y'all looking at? But you know, it's just like I told somebody the other day, Brother York. I said, if instead of us qualifying for the Champions League, we qualify for the Europa League, what would the narrative be?
I know.
What would the narrative be? What would it be? Would it be considered a failure then? You know, I'm starting to see people. I've been surfing the Arsenal internet community the last week, and I'm starting to hear a couple of people starting to turn around and go, well, you know, next season we've got to win something. Well, what about this past season, man?
Yeah,
we were in prime position, brother.
Yeah. Obviously when Arteta got the job, I was content with it. I was like, oh, well, okay, well, he was under Pep, blah 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 blah. You know, other people were saying, you know, Arteta could do something, blah 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 blah. And then when we played Man U in the beginning of the 2020, January 2020, and the way we looked in that game, it was like, oh, if we keep doing this, you know what I mean? And then he won the FA Cup. So it's like, all right, you know, Mikel Arteta's, you know what I mean? And then the 2021 season, where we didn't get no Europe at all, based on where we finished. Obviously, we played in it because we won the FA Cup. So it was like, okay, then. And then 2021-22 season, we didn't have no European distractions. So I thought, okay, this is a season where, you know, we knew that top 4 was the aim then. He should have won trophies in that season at the same time. And then when he bottled, it was the manner of bottling top 4 like that. I thought, no, get him out of the club. That was my last straw. And then obviously we knew he wasn't gonna get sacked or anything. So I didn't expect anything from this season. Obviously, expectations change through the course of the season, which is, you know, anybody with a logical brain will know that that's how it is. Like if you expected your team to finish in the top 10 and you're fighting relegation, then your expectation is going to be, okay, I just want to stay up. We were top of the table, chilling top of the table. I knew that, you know, we weren't gonna. I said I wanted 2 trophies, and I still stand by that now.
Yeah, and I'm with you too, man, because I want, me personally, based off of, okay, this. Let me preface it this way: since we were challenging for the title this year,
yeah,
we qualified for the Champions League, FA Cup next year. I want, it has to be the league title, and it has to be the Champions League. We need to be talking about winning the Champions League. There's no way I want to hear any discussion about, oh, well, we qualify for the Champions League. Why the hell are you qualifying for something you don't want to win?
Exactly. Just based on what I know of this football club, I know we're not going to do anything in the Champions League because I know we're not going to have the transfer window we should. So because I know that, I'm 99% confident that we ain't going to do anything in the Champions League like that. You know, I wouldn't be disappointed if we dropped out of the Champions League into Europa League because we actually do more in that looks like we might do something than we ever do in the Champions League. But based on what I do want to happen, what I want this club's ambitions to be is to win the league and the Champions League. But I know in the Champions League we ain't going to do anything. We're just happy to be in it. And we're happy to get out the group. We get out the group and finish in the top 4 and don't win anything. Fans like this will be all over the place saying it was a brilliant season because we're back in the Champions League again. We retained the being in the Champions League instead of actually trying to win a trophy and then maybe try and retain that. You know what I mean? It's just sad. Yeah. It's just sad.
Yeah. Extremely sad. And the unfortunate thing, man, is that the Champions League exposes all of your team's frailties. So, there's no hiding. You can't run. Everybody's pretty much good in that. Even the lowest of the low, the Anderlechts of the world will expose you. I mean, we were getting exposed by Sporting Lisbon, and at the time, they were in 5th place in their respective league. So that kind of
supposed to do something in the Champions League.
Yeah. I mean,
it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Be pushing Man City for the title, everybody would have laughed. There's absolutely no human being on earth who would have believed that we would be pushing Man City for the title till the end. And you know what? This was a perfect.
We pushed. Okay, wait a minute. See, this is another narrative. People act as if we were chasing City. They act like, oh, man, we pushed City to the title. Wait a minute. What the hell you mean we pushed City to the title? City pushed us to the title. They pushed us. They were pushing us. They were coming up the rear. City was out of sight.
Exactly.
Out of sight, York. They were 8 points clear. People, they told me in December. This is what they told me, Brother York. They told me no team in Premier League history had ever amassed the level of wins or points or whatever it was and not won the title. That's what they were saying in December. So by that logic, brother, how were we pushing City for a title?
City will be laughing. I mean, can you imagine? I said this in one of my previous videos. If this was Spurs that were doing this and they capitulated the way we did, we would have a field day. We would absolutely have a field day. If we finished 8th and we watched Spurs finish 2nd after being top for 93% of the season, we would absolutely laugh at them. And we'd be saying, oh, you just had the same season that we did. You lot won the same thing we did. Yeah, you got Champions League, but you could have won the league. We would have had an absolute field there. But because it's us and we've got top 4, because that's basically what it is. We've got top 4. That's all that matters now. Now we can turn around and say to Manchester United, who won the League Cup, oh, no, we had a better season because we flirted with the idea of winning the league. It was in our hands, and then we just threw it away. Never mind that Man U won a trophy. You know what I mean? It's just laughable.
We had United to have a go at the Europa League.
Don't say you will leave us. No, don't say that because I remember.
For us, our goal was top 4. We achieved that with weeks on end to go, and then we're not competing against Man City, pushing them. We're making them actually sweat. I can't even imagine what we can do next season. I think this is a perfect season. I think any Arsenal fan who would complain about what we did this season is not a true fan, because at the beginning of the season, nobody would have even imagined that this would be where we're at. So I think this was a perfect season. We couldn't ask for anything better than this.
Okay, what would you give us out of 10?
Oh, out of 10, this was 10 out of 10 would be a championship. So we got to go. We'll go 9 out of 10 because we came up.
Hey, my man said 9 out of 10, York. He said 9 out of 10. This season, 248 days at the top, 8 points clear at the beginning of the year, had 5-point lead going into the run-in. All we had to do was win 3 games, Botcham, Bottle, win against Wolves 5-0. Granite Xhaka sent out party. Hugs El Nene sings at the Emirates. Don't win anything. Qualify for Europe. No FA Cup. No League Cup. Get put out on penalty kicks against Sporting Lisbon. Second place. Qualify for the Champions League. No, nothing to show for it. As if Jez Collins in the chat, what's up, Jez? Jez says all the time, over there at Highbury, he never saw it. He asked Kenny King, had he seen it? I'm asking you over there, have you seen it? I've never seen the qualify for the Champions League trophy in my life. In my life, I've never seen it. 9 out of 10. This is what he gave this season. 9 out of 10.
Charles, break this down. So basically, we got kicked out of the League Cup, the trophy that's meant to be beneath.
I'm listening. I'll be right back. I'm listening to you.
Yeah. We got kicked out of the League Cup by Brighton at home 3-1. This competition that's meant to be beneath us. We then get kicked out of the FA Cup to Manchester City because we thought, we've put everything into the league. We then get kicked out of the Europa League. Didn't take that serious either. At home again. And then we capitulate against Liverpool, West Ham, Southampton in those 3 games, which puts City in pole position. And this Muppet is saying 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 because we didn't win the league. That's the only reason he's not giving it a 10. Never mind those 3 other competitions that I just listed. The League Cup, the FA Cup, and the Europa League. And it's a 9 out of 10 just because we didn't win the league. This guy is shameless. I want to say he's getting paid or he's reading a script.
Yeah.
I really want to believe that. Because seriously, the delusion is on an all-time high.
Now you see why I call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see why Tyler? The delusion is at an all-time high. This man sat right there and said a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Embarrassing all of us American Yankees, man. Look, a 9 out of 10. I have to what? See, this is why I hate when we have delusional American fans. It makes it worse. I have to wear this scarlet letter. I have to wear it because you got this clown over there who clearly doesn't know what's going on. 9 out of 10.
Liverpool in 2019, I can understand them saying now 9 out of 10 because they won the Champions League and they missed out on the league. Because I know that back then, I don't know about Liverpool fans over there, but I know that a lot of Liverpool fans, it was the league that they really wanted. They would have swapped the league for the Champions League that year because the league is the main. That's what you fight for.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're happy with the Champions League. But if they could have swapped, they probably would have done. But obviously, a perfect season was they would have took the double. They would have took that double. That would have been a 10 out of 10 for them. You know what I mean? That would be a 10 out of 10 for any football club. The league and the Champions League. Like, because if you win the FA Cup and or the League Cup with that, obviously that's a bonus. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that teams should just throw away FA Cups and League Cups to try and win that double. You should be trying to take them all with you. You should be challenging on all fronts. But if you're chasing, well, really, you should be chasing 4 trophies every season, really. Especially big. If you end up with the league and the Champions League, like that's when you should be talking like him.
Yeah,
he's talking as if we've done what Man U did in 2008.
Yeah,
he's wild. He's absolutely wild, and we won nothing. And he's saying this. I might have to do my own reaction.
I told you I'm gonna say. I know you go. I'm going. I got to say it for you, brother. I will make sure you get it.
I can't believe this.
Yeah, this is mind blowing. It's mind blowing. Now the thing is, see, we look at when we talk about standards. This is one of the things that I'm saying going forward. We need to raise the standard. So you brought up a great point there, because see, people look at when Liverpool won, like you said, Liverpool they had won so many Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that now. You got to look at all these Champions League Liverpool won. That it's like, all right, it's the Champions League, but we really want this. We want this league title.
It's a Premier League.
Yeah, they would, they would just, the slip up and all that stuff, and just all the pain they went through, and then they got their title. We hadn't even won. Do you understand? We hadn't even won anything. We hadn't even sniffed a Champions League final. We hadn't sniffed the Champions League final since I was in college. And that's been, how long ago that's been, man. So just the fact of the matter that that clowns like this are content with mediocrity, just anything they falls to the ground. Now we're gonna finish this out, and I got something else behind this, and because like I said, I am the receipt man. I'm going to bring the receipts, and I'm going to build the case to show you that this fan base is being hoodwinked. So let's go ahead. Let's go through this. Shout out to my man Tony Claude Gunner. I told you Friday, my man. I told you Friday this show was gonna knock you off your rocker. And see, oh my God, I can hear him now. I can hear Tony saying that. I can hear it. Here we go.
Just a bit short, 9 out of 10, but we're coming back next season. Watch out for the boys.
Okay, looking ahead now to next season, what do you think we need to do to close the gap on Man City and to finish ahead of them now?
Okay, for next season, stand the man. I'm from Los Angeles. I know what you did with the Rams. We got to get. Show us that money, my boy. Show us that money. Stand the man. I think we're just a couple of players away from making it. Closing that gap with Man City. We're going to Champions League next season. We need to be able to build on that season. We need to be able to load up on some players. Maybe the Clan Rice, maybe Caicedo. Hey, whoever. But let's go. We got some teams we got relegated today. Let's get Madison Leicester. Y'all need the cash. Sell us Madison. Give us Tillemans. Let's load up. We're going next season. I think we're 3-4 players away to the top.
Well, I've noticed something that what he said. He said in closing the gap on Man City. You see, when I hear the term close the gap, that just means get closer, but not actually overtake. And again, I never heard anything about winning the Champions League. That's what I should be hearing from every single Arsenal fan that was happy about top 4. I should be hearing winning the Champions League next season, where we're going to win the Champions League, or Arteta now has to win the Champions League, or you know what I mean. That's what I should be hearing, but I'm not hearing none of that. I should be hearing it,
and you're not gonna hear it. You're not gonna hear it. That's you should be hearing, like you said, from here out, because we've qualified for it. It should be we need to be winning the Champions League.
Yep.
Not qualifying. Look, man, me and you have been through enough qualifying for the Champions League.
Yep. It got that bad. I wanted us to be in Europa League when Wenger kept taking us to the last 16. I thought to myself, nope, I want Europa League. Give us Europa League. And when we was in it, we got to the semi-final under him in his last season. Then we got to the final the season after. So we've been staring at 2 semi-finals and a final in Europa League while we've been in it in the past 5 years. But when it came to the Champions League, it was just the last 16. It just goes to show you that Arsenal, we're not yet built for the Champions League. For me, Europa League is our level. Europa League is our level.
Yep. All right. So one of the things that this gentleman, I got your question. I'm gonna save your question now for the end. If you ask a question, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna start, and we're gonna come back to him at the end. One thing that gentleman alluded to was he was talking about signings. He was like, we need to get X, Y, and Z, to compete. Well, I went back. Like I said, we're gonna pull receipts today, y'all. We're pulling receipts. I went back, my friend, and I went back into the annals, and I went back to last summer. Last summer, because I want you to hear this talk from this gentleman here, who I believe he should have been the first one fired at the beginning of the season. He should have been the first one fired, because as far as I'm concerned, this title was lost in January. This title was lost in the transfer window. When we didn't go out, me and Tony Clark, we sat right here on this channel and over on his channel 2-3 hours, and we discussed about this transfer window, that we needed quality, because at that stage, we were well in front of the City.
Yep.
We just needed to pile, go ahead and seal the deal and pile it on.
Yeah, we had them on the floor and we had a chance to stomp them out, and we didn't. We essentially chose to have mercy, basically.
Yeah,
it's astounding.
Yep. All right, so I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this, and we'll dive into this video as well. This is the one that should really for hammer it home for a lot of folks. Let me get the volume here.
Money so far. How many more realistically incomings for Arsenal this summer?
Listen, I think we have to be prepared to every situation. Yeah, we still things to do. The transfer window it's open, and again, the most important thing is to be prepared for every scenario, because opportunities can happen.
Your targets for the season, transfer targets, did they change because it's Europa League and not Champions League, or all the players you brought in are the ones you wanted?
Yes, almost 100% of them, because I understand sometimes player wants to play Champions League football, but I think we can offer something very special for the players as well. It's not only Champions League, but you can be part of the group of players which can.
And again, this is another pattern that I noticed. They talk about playing Champions League football. They don't talk about winning the Champions League. I know you have to be in it to win it, but they never talk with the ambition that we want to win the Champions League. They never talk about that. They always talk about being in it, participating in it. We all know they want to play Champions League football. They want to play Champions League football, play Champions League football, play Champions League football. It's never win the Champions League, and that's the problem. You can see why Arsenal are considered, one of the big clubs that haven't won the Champions League, because we've got this mindset of just being in the Champions League but not winning it. That's the problem. And Edu right there saying about they want to play in the Champions League. It's like, well, no, do you want to win the Champions League? So yeah, that's what I've keep noticing every time.
Right, Cyborg got it right there. No ambitions, FC.
Yeah, very special for this football club. And then I always asking them if they want to be part of the project.
You mentioned project.
The project. There we go. That's that word, project.
Yeah. So have you met players and thought, no, he's not right for Arsenal Football Club?
Yes, for sure. The reason to meet the players, to meet the families, to talk to the agents is, of course, they have to understand us, but I also have to understand them. If they fit the model in all sense, okay, we carry on. But when I see something which I'm not really comfortable with, I prefer to move on.
With Rafinha, was it simply he wants to go to Barcelona?
People think we went too deep about Rafinha. Rafinha, because Rafinha was everywhere. Okay, it's fair we have some conversation with Deco, because Deco is his agent, and I have a good relationship. We are friends.
You notice something here that all he does is talk to his good friend. You ever notice? You notice that he goes to the same old folks, and he goes to these folks. He knew he had no chance at Rafinha last summer. We wasted all of that time running behind a player who he knew for a fact wanted to go to Barcelona. He knew that. And
it was the same with Declan Rice. It'd be the same thing. If anything, he's going to be Rafinha 2.0. You know what I mean? That's why I don't expect to get any of our targets that we're linked with. I don't expect to get Caicedo and or Rice. I don't expect none of them. I don't expect him. I expect someone who's on the level of Lokonga, and he might do something. He might pull for Wonder Strike in a Community Shield, and then this fan base, like the one that you've played earlier, will say, "Oh, we're definitely gonna do this, and that," just because of that, and failing to see the bigger picture of, why, what we've done is still not enough. Because I, in my opinion, 7 players that would get into the
minimum, by the way, that's minimum. That's minimum, brother. Yeah. 7 minimum. That's the bottom end.
Yeah. Because there's players that need to get out of this club now. There's players that need to. There's players that it's not good enough anymore, and there's players. I can name names of players that I'd want at this club, but I just know we're not going to do that. So.
Yeah. I mean, you listen to this, man, and it's just this is just complete spin. And this is when you see this right here, man. This is the club. This is the club talking through him. He's like the Exorcist.
he's been part of the Invincibles and everything, and he's been like this. He's been part of Arsenal's, you know, title win and everything like that, and yet we're in this mess, and he can still talk like this.
People like to throw this out there about Edu. He's like, oh, you know, he was part of the Brazilian contingent. Yeah, he was a part of that Brazilian contingent that got they behind kicked by Germany in the World Cup. They're one of the softest. You remember what the spin was about that World Cup team? It was one of the softest World Cup Brazil teams that was ever known to man. They had to go all the way back and get Dunga, if I can remember. They had to go back and get Dunga to put some steel back into that team because it was so soft. You noticing the parallels to Arsenal in that Brazil team? How weak, how soft we are when the crunch gets going. We cool again. We remember Brazil was showboat. They were going through the World Cup, samba dancing and kicking and spinning. They were rolling through team, and then as soon as they ran up on Germany, what happened?
And so I just said to Deco, can you explain to me the situation of Rafinha? And then he was clear. I said, Edu, we have a good relationship. I don't go into lying to you. His idea is to go to Barcelona because he's dreaming to go to Barcelona. And we are talking to Barcelona since a long time ago. Okay, thank you very much. If something happened, so just let me know because I can explore and understand the situation. If not, no problem.
What is there to explore? The man just simply told you he doesn't want to play for you. He wants to go to Barcelona. So what is Edu going back talking about? He wants to go look in for what? What to talk about? This is what happens with these transfers. This is why Tony, when Jez brought up on your show Friday, and he said, what world-class player has this man got over the line? This right here is telling. He sits at the table too long. When Deco told him, you know what? He doesn't want to come, man. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, brother, good talking to you, man. I'm heading out of here. I got this chap over, this Valojevic or whoever, I'm going over here to go look at, and I'll be on about my merry way.
This should tell everybody that sees this, that thinks that Arsenal are going to have a good window for next season. This should tell you why we walk. This alone should tell you why we walk. This is why I don't believe that we will maintain frame of last season for next season, because when the transfer window is going to be weak. It's not going to be the transfer window that we should have. We're not going to get the players that we're linked with. We're not going to buy enough players. And then all we're going to be doing now is praying that one of our good players don't get injured yet again. Because if they get injured, we don't have somebody that's good enough to replace them. It's just that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be. We're not going to. Granit Xhaka is no doubt going. The player that we signed to replace him won't be that good. And then we're going to pray that Partey can stay fit. You know what I mean? And then we've got Lokonga. There'll be an option for if Partey gets injured, and Partey can't even stay fit. So that's going to be our problem. And I think midfield is going to be our huge problem next season.
Yeah, it is. That's one of the positions. Excuse me. Shout out to Ola. Me and Ola did a show a while back, and he brought this up. He said, Matt, we've got 4 players in there going into their 30s, or in their 30s, or going into it.
Yeah.
And I'm 41. I can tell you, I play old man ball, and I can tell you my knees hurt now. When you start getting into them 30s, man, stuff starts to hurt.
Yeah.
You need young legs. You need some people that can move around. I'm a 30-year way too. I brought this up on the show Friday with Tony Clark. This what we saw these last 2 weeks with Kivior. That is what I think we're going to see next year with Tierney leaving and Zinchenko going in that stupid inverted. Did you see? By the way, did you see that the club? Did you see that video the club put out this weekend? Did you see that they put out a video explaining how to play the inverted left back?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, it's on the channel. Go look it up. I think it either came out yesterday or Friday. They put out a video explaining the position and how to play it. If that does not tell you, what the plan is, I told you this club is easy to read, man.
The thing is,
everything.
If they're gonna, you see, the thing is, if you're gonna have a player play a certain role, they have to be able to do it. Now, I'm the kind of person where if a manager can't see something that we can see, I don't want them at the club. We can all see, everybody that's got eyes can see. Zinchenko's very good at going forward, controlling the ball, he's passing, he's very good at that.
Yeah.
But defending, he's not good. What's been here? He's clearly not good at defending. He's not good at that. You know, the goals that we've been conceding, you know, Bournemouth in what, 10 seconds or whatever it was, the launch down the left-hand side. Everybody knows.
Everybody.
There, just a tap there. Arteta, for some reason, can't see it. Instead of exploring and thinking, right, you know what? I'll put Tini at left back and then I'll have Zinchenko play in the middle. So Zinchenko could do all the inverting that he wants. Instead of having a system that sorts that problem out, he'd rather just put Zinchenko at left back whenever he's fit. And that's the side that gets explored. But going forward is good. But defending is not. But if you want to explore this inverting stuff, have it so that the player can actually defend, so it makes it justifiable.
Yeah. All right, let's hop back into this right quick. I'm gonna probably bounce around on this a little bit too.
Is it absolutely vitally important that you and Mikel agree on the player?
100%. I'm never ever going to sign a player which Mikel is not comfortable with. Never.
Now, so I'm gonna say this right quick, and we'll keep going. Hold, if you want to comment, just hold that thought. Look, I want to say this right quick. A lot of people always you heard this in January. People were saying, I heard this on different channels, and people will go, well, he's not getting the players that Mikel wants. He just said it right there. He just gave you the answer for what you're looking for right there. This is why I tell people you have to listen when people talk. You have to listen. They'll tell you everything you want to hear if you listen.
It's not Mikel's signings, it's not Edu signings, it's the Arsenal signings. So that's for me is the most important thing to people understand, because I always say people sometimes give the credit to me and to Mikel. No, the credit has to go to Arsenal.
How impressed were you with him with his interview for the manager's job?
Wow. To be fair, when I spoke to him over the phone, because I have to introduce myself. I talking about, Mikel, I want to talk to you, I want to meet you, and etc. Funny enough, we stayed on the phone in like 1 hour talking about everything, not football, families, concept.
Hey, brother, did you catch that? Did you hear that with a third ear? Did you hear what he just said? He called the man. He called the man about the job. You heard that now? He said he called the man and he said we spent an hour on the phone talking about everything but football.
You see, that alone just shows you when you look at the shambles of this football club, the mindset of the fans and everything like that. Just hearing that alone is like, oh, that's why the fan base is like this. That's why the club is like this. That's why we think like this. You're on the phone for an hour or so talking about everything but football. What kind of shambolic phone call was that? So they'd rather talk about, what toys the kids played with rather than trying to be successful at this football club. I don't. Does anybody going for the Bayern Munich job do this?
Football. We know what goes on at Bayern Munich. We got a taste of that last week.
Days. I mean, talk about everything but football. What the? Oh my days! I didn't even know he said this.
Yeah, I told you I am going to pull receipts. Here we go.
Ideas. Behaviors and etc. Which, when I switch off my telephone, is Mel saying, that's maybe something really, really special. What we probably looking for the club, And then when we decide to go there and to meet Mikel and to talking about, ideas, I have some ideas, he has some ideas, and etc. He was almost prepared for everything. He was very, very much prepared. So he was really, really impressive on his ideas, his style, how he wants to play. So it was amazing, and that's why he's here.
You were with the owners on Wednesday. How supportive have they been with the spending?
Listen, not only with the spending, because it's unfair to link the owners just with the spending. Okay, they're really supportive. They're really present in the club, which make us feel really, really comfortable.
It's getting difficult though every year, isn't it? Because you see the teams in the top 4, then top 6. Everyone is spending.
That's why Premier League is beautiful. Let's enjoy it. Why not?
You get tired sometimes. You like when you were a player at Arsenal, you won things like top 4, top 4, top 4. Do you think, no, I want more than that?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I respect, and we have to.
Let's go back right quick. Hold on just a second. Let me pop this back. I want this. This is the meat and potatoes here.
Yeah, for sure. I respect, and we have to be realistic for the situations. But why not put here? I want to win again. I want to be Arsenal. I want to be there again as soon as possible. Why not?
So, what's your target this season for Arsenal Football Club?
Listen, with all my respect, even being realistic, I cannot think less than win things. Why?
And what's your promise to the Arsenal fans ahead, with the transfer window still open and the season ahead?
We will keep working really, really hard for them.
Now look right there. Look at this. Look at the cash. Look at the money. Look at the money. That man is so complicit in the flopping of Arsenal Football Club. It is scandalous. I told people for years, I said, you cannot have one without having the other one. They're two of the same. Two of the same. This interview is out there. This I'm telling you, this gentleman here, I've said it and I'll say it again. He should have been the first one fired on the spot.
On the phone for an hour, spoke about everything but football. He says he wants to win things at Arsenal, which, everyone's going to say that, but what you want to hear, especially if you're a big club, what you want to hear is you want to win the title and you want to win the European trophy. That's the main thing you want to hear, really. You want to hear that that's our target: win the league and win the Europa League or Champions League. And I was saying this season in my videos, like, this is why we're still top of the table, warming Man City's trophy for him and shaping it up for him and everything like that before we handed it over to him. I was saying, just imagine if Arsenal won the league title from being in Europa League, because nobody's ever done that. Nobody's ever had a full season in Europa League and then won the league title from it. And can you imagine if Arsenal had won the Europa League and the league title? Because nobody in England's done that either. And then it was like I was good that we were in Europa League, because I was hoping that, because obviously we flew away the League Cup, flew away the FA Cup, I was hoping, maybe it's in the stars, maybe it's in the, maybe it's what do you call it? Can't really call it, but maybe it's fate or something like that. Maybe Arsenal win, the European
divine fate.
Yeah. I was thinking, oh, just imagine if we did that. And then when we got kicked out, I thought, win the league now then. Win the league. And then, obviously, we capitulated, and it was like, so we did all this. All the beating Brighton 4-2 at Brighton, beating Wolves when Man City lost to Brentford on the same day, the beating Aston Villa 4-2, beating Bournemouth 3-2, the last kick of the game, all that was for nothing. And then you have this guy on the other fan saying 9 out of 10 season.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, brother. I told you I got more for you, man. I want you to see this. This is on the club's website this morning. This is why sometimes folks are like, well, I don't go over to Arsenal. You need to go over there and just see what's going on. See what's going on. Look at this. Look at the headline on this. Look at the headline on that.
Oh, yeah. I seen that on Instagram.
Nelson wins game changer of the season, bro. Game the season. Wait, hold on, where's it at? Where's it at? Hold on just a second.
This is laughable.
Right there. Game changer of the season. Reese Nielsen, the Reese Nielsen that turned us down 3 times. That Reese Nielsen. How much can somebody tell me how much time he played this year? If somebody can find it out, look, see that in the chat. How much time he played? It had to be under 10 minutes for the year. Unbelievable.
You can't make this shit up.
No, you can't. You can't. It's like I'm telling you, the PR machine at this club is unmatched. Unmatched. This is why I do what I do, man, because I want people to see the foolishness. This is foolishness that this club game change, brother. You would think that they be putting up there Jesus or somebody game changer, or soccer. You would think soccer would have got this award. They went out and got Reese Nielsen.
It's embarrassing that award exists, to be fair, but it's just you look at the things Arsenal are doing now, like things like this, and you think to yourself, how are we any better than Spurs? Because we've all pointed out how delusional they are. We've all pointed out that club and all this stuff and the things that they'll clutch to because I haven't won any trophies. But this game changer of the season, I've never heard of this before. I've heard of saves of the season. I've heard of that. Goal of the season. I think they've got defensive ones, haven't they? I don't know, tackle of the season. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've obviously a goal of the season and everything like that. But game change of the season, that is clutching. If that's not clutching, I don't know what is. You know what I mean? If we'd have won the league, would we have gone this far? Part of me says yes, and part of me says no.
It would have went. No, it would have went in overdrive. Had we won the league, it would have went in overdrive. It'd have been the full on spin. They'd had win handbag. They'd have all kinds of goodies if we would have won. What they're doing is they're trying to make this is over here. We call it step and fetch. This is step and fetch. They're reaching for anything that they can find to mask the failure of this past season.
And that fan that said it was a 9 out of 10 season, you look at stuff like this, and fans like that will say, "Oh, well, look at that, look at that, look at that." This is why those fans exist as well. The club keeps doing that.
This kind of fan right here.
When the games are, because they win, and then you've got to win.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They win. They always seem to play before you. They it's just constant pressure, and it just gets to you.
It does. And, people use the bottle term, which to me is a nonsense, because if you're saying that Arsenal bottled it, it means that you thought Arsenal were going to win it, which to me means that you didn't really know what this team was about. You didn't really understand the sort of mechanics underneath the bonnet of this team. Yes, on the surface it looked great, but we were quite fortunate with injuries in the first few months of the season. Apart from the loss of Jesus, there was nothing else really significant. Zinchenko had missed a few weeks here and there. Odegaard missed one game at Brentford. Tomiyasu was in and out a little bit, but generally speaking, the health of the side was really good. But if you knew what was... It's like when you go and buy a car, you go and buy a second-hand car. If you don't know what you're looking at, how do you know what you're buying? You open the bonnet, but you don't know what you're looking at. And people that thought that Arsenal were going to cruise to the Premier League title, in my opinion, did not understand where this team were actually at.
It's 8 points clear.
It's been a it's been a good season, but it's not been a successful season.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't mean that very, very horribly, It's no shame to come second to Man City in any time.
But they deserve, I think.
They do, but they did fail at the end of the day.
They did fail at the end of the day, right? But I think they deserve...
Yes, they do.
A massive salute, right? Not a winning salute, obviously. We haven't won nothing.
I mean, this. I'm telling you, brother, delusion. This is why delusion is at an all-time high at this club.
I don't know what they don't understand of the fact that we were 8 points clear in January. City had no game in hands at that point. I don't know what they don't understand about that we were top all season. Like now what they're trying to do is they're trying to say that they're trying to use Man City were too good as an excuse, making it sound like we were the ones that were chilling in second all this season, and then we went top temporarily, and then City just pulled back in front. That's what they're trying to make it sound like, just to mask over the fact that we are the biggest bottle jobs in Premier League history. But we're quick to call Tottenham bottlers.
Yeah,
we're quick to call them bottlers. It's like we're just a red version of them that's won a trophy more recently. You know what I mean? It's
maddening.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just
the fortunate thing here when you look at a player like Reece Nelson, and this is what I hold, is that we have players like this that they've been developed properly, and this goes back to Mikel Arteta and his coaching tactics. Players that should have been developed, that you can kind of see, okay, if they had just a little bit of more game time and maybe been sent out on loan, a proper loan, not just a loan. I'm not one to just say just throw players on loan. They need to go on loan and actually learn what their job is and then come back and contribute. He may have turned out to be a top-notch player, and we're having a different discussion. But, we just, right now the club is in probably some of the worst shape developing younger talent. And see, when I say what I'm saying that you look at the player, and people like they love to say, well, soccer has improved. No. Soccer was already good. We saw that coming. He's a player that you can just automatically see it. Martinelli, you can automatically see it. It's these players like Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, Zinchenko. Where is the improvement?
We didn't even see Fabio Vieira improve.
Oh my God, I hadn't even brought him up. I hadn't even the 35 million.
I tried to give him a chance. The thing is, I was one that was like, oh no, I think he's going to become good. I think we're going to be down the line. We're going to be gassing him up like we gassed up Saka, this, that, and the other. And then when I kept seeing how he gets shifted off the ball and everything like that, and I think it was after the Sporting game, I thought to myself, I really tried to give you a chance, but I can't. You're going to need to go out on loan. Because I tried to give that guy a chance because I thought to myself, okay, his first time Premier League and this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 blah. I tried, but there's nothing more I can defend of him now. But at the same time, we could say he hasn't had that much game time and everything like that, but I'm sorry, but I think he does need to go out on loan, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think a loan move will do him some good.
Yeah, has it been confirmed we actually re-signed him? Has it been confirmed? Or that's still Reece Nelson that we re-up?
I've been seeing stuff.
Well, the reason I say that, if in fact that's true, I'm like you. Yeah, send him out on loan next year. If we re-sign him, he needs to be somewhere. Send him on over to Luton Town and let him work out.
I'd loan out Vieira with Nelson. I'd keep him in the side. I'd just involve him more with players coming back from loan. I don't know how you feel about Pepe, but I didn't think he was that bad.
No, well, he was mistreated. I think Arteta. I think Arteta. This is a notion. Let me throw this out there to you too. I think Arteta, any player that was here when he did not have a hand in, he tends to mistreat those players. Pepe was a classic example. Pepe was at the one, I want to make sure I say this right. I think at one time he led our team in scoring there, or he had some stat there where he helped us out a lot there in that year before Arteta got here. He was doing fairly well.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Mikel Arteta got here, whoop, we went right down the toilet.
Yeah, and he helped us win the FA Cup. I know some people don't like assist stats and stuff like that, but I look at things like that because I look at how youthful a player was. And he played a part in Aubameyang scoring the second goal. I think he made the assist. And he actually put the ball in the back of the net in that final. But I think it was a foul that happened as to why it was ruled out. I don't think Pepe was that bad. I think he needs to be I think he needs to rival Saka on the right. I don't think Arteta will do that now. And as for Balogun, he's coming back from the French league. And my brother was saying this as well, put Eddie Nketiah out on loan, have a Balogun be in this team for this season, and then go from there. Then see how good Balogun does. And if he's no better than Nketiah, then whatever is whatever. If he's better than Nketiah, which he is going by what we've seen, then sell Nketiah at the end of next season or something. But I don't think we're going to be keeping players that are coming back from loan like that. I personally don't think we're going to do that, but we'll have to see.
Well, that's the perfect segue here for us to get ready to close things out here. Let's go into next season. As we stated earlier, we know. First off, everybody, make sure y'all should like, share, and subscribe. Go head over there to Yorkshire Gunner and show him some love, man. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button over there, man. This brother drops world-class reaction videos, so y'all make sure y'all check him out, man. Next year, we have qualified for the Champions League. Me and you both, we demand winning it. We need to be moving. We need to be moving like contenders. And of course, we're back in the saddle. We're in the top part of the table now. We're in the top. We finished in the top 4. What are your projections going into next season?
Well, what I want to happen, obviously, is winning the double, Champions League and the league. But because I know this club and I know the mindset of this club, I know the mindset of the fans, and it's worked its way into the club. I know that if we were to, as long as we get out of the group stage, the fans won't give a crap about if we were to go and win the Champions League or if we were to win any trophy, as long as we finished 4th in the end. So basically, Wenger's season's all over again. But what I'd want to happen, because of what I think will happen in the Champions League, is us get kicked out of the Champions League into Europa League, and then we go and go for that, because we'll more likely do something in that than do anything in the Champions League, because they're not this football club is not going to do what they need to do in the transfer window to warrant being in the Champions League. If you look at what Southampton did to us, Brighton, Forest, Everton, even Bournemouth going 1-0 up and Leeds nearly going 1-0 up. What chance do we have in the Champions League? And this fan base, especially that fan that you showed me earlier, he doesn't deserve to see Arsenal in the Champions League. He doesn't. And the only thing that will wake this fan base up is having a shit Champions League season. That's the only thing that will wake them up, because the Champions League, just being in it is enough for this fan base. Just existing, the Champions League nights at the Emirates, that's enough for this fan base. They don't care about winning it. They don't care about winning anything as long as we're in it. So because of that, they don't deserve to see it. So if I know that we're not going to do anything in the Champions League, we're going to get smoked and whatever, then so be it. But if we get in Europa League, that's more our level. We'll more likely progress further in the Europa League and try and win that. But what I want to happen, what I want this club's ambitions to be, what I want to happen, what I want and what I think is going to happen is 2 different things. Is obviously the double, but it's a long shot because of this fan base with the mindset that's colonized the football club.
Brother, don't we're going. I'm gonna give you my piece, and we're gonna answer a couple of questions here, and then we're going out on this fella here. But my aspirations next year is we need a challenge for everything major.
Yeah,
all cups are on the table. Everything is on the table, for I'm concerned. Everything, every piece of silverware is on the table. I want them to win the America Cup if they come over here. Whatever is on the table to be won next year. We need
Community Shield as well.
Community, FA Cup. Now we win the Community Shield. I'm not gonna be one of these ones on here going stone crazy and rolling around as if we win the championship.
I'll be happy winning it, but
yeah,
it'll be a case of okay, now we need to take care of business.
Yep.
This coming season.
Yep. We need world-class signings this summer. Do I think we're gonna get world-class signings? No. I mean, history has shown us better. We know that they're probably going to go out. They may get one decent name, and then they'll probably get a handful of people. And then, like you said, they'll sell us up the river and make us think that was a world class. Tomorrow, me and brother Tony Claude Gunner. If y'all like this show, y'all gonna love tomorrow's show as well. We're going to be looking at the transfer window. We're going to be going all the way back and looking at transfers that we have brought in over the years. Now, you think when I say that, you think about your Pepe's, you think about your Vieira. Wait till you see the money this club makes on players going out. When you see that, when you see those numbers, when you see that, your head is going to spin. I'm telling you, it's going to blow your mind. Yorkshire, tell everybody where they can find you at, brother.
Well, Yorkshire Gunner, YouTube channel. You can find me on Instagram. Let me just try and memorize because I can't remember which way around it is compared to my TikTok. It's YG_AFC on Instagram, and on TikTok, I think it might be the same actually. Let me just have a look. Can't remember my own details. YG_AFC at TikTok as well. And yeah, subscribe, follow, all that stuff. And yeah.
Also, man, I just dropped your channel in the chat there. Y'all make sure y'all go there and subscribe to my brother, man. Look at man. I appreciate you, man, coming on.
Yeah, appreciate you,
great, man. You know, it's always great to talk to like minds. You are officially a brother of the Rational League of Arsenal fans. Because we have gentlemen like this guy right here to our right, and this is about as bad as it's gonna get, man. And the sad part about it, for every one of these, it's 5 more out there that's the same way. And until we as fans hold the club to a higher standard, we're going to just keep selling for mediocrity, and it's just not good enough for a club like Arsenal Football Club. There's no reason that we shouldn't at least have had 2 or 3 league titles in a 20-year span. There's no way. It is no way that you can explain to me that we have not been competitive over the last 20 years. It's unacceptable. And I say this all the time. United fans, Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, they don't accept foolishness, man. Regardless of what you see or hear. See, Man City fans are good at trying to be humble. They'll play humble and we built it, Pep, But I remember when Mancini was there.
Yeah,
I remember them days. I remember the Mancini days. See, and they get him out of there. I remember all of that stuff. Look at United. They talk, you be patient with Arteta, but I remember when Moise was there. You remember them days?
They couldn't be patient with Ole. And be patient with Arteta.
Yeah. Then you had Januzaj and all them dudes over there. I remember that. Then Chelsea. I mean, they're firing people at halftime. You fire Enchilada. You firing your own Mourinho. So
they fired the doctor.
They fired the doctor, bro. They fired what's my man? They fired my man that won them the first Champions League. They fired him.
Di Matteo,
Roberto Di Matteo. They fired Avram Grant, man. They fired everybody. They fired the coach who smoked cigarettes all the time. I can't think of his name.
Sorry.
Yeah. Look at all these managers they've been through. Then they tell you, hey man, you gotta be patient with Arteta, man. Arteta is going to take Arsenal places. Look, they have grown, brother. Arsenal was so bad, York. This is what I have to tell for. Arsenal was so bad at one point, you can't go nowhere but up. And they act like we've done something, man. So, brother, we're gonna close it out, man. We're gonna end out, man, on this delusion. And York, I want to say thank you again, brother. This would not be the last time that we get together, man. I've got to get you on again. And everybody in the chat, man, I want to say thank you all for sticking it out with us. Please share this video These type videos are what's going to have to take to drive the delusion out this fan base. And at the longer you do this kind of stuff, people have no choice but to face the facts. Face the facts that we failed this season. Yes, I'll say it again. It was improvement, but we're not impressed because we did not seal the deal. All right, let's go home on this last piece of delusion.
The perfect season. I think any Arsenal fan who would complain about what we did this season is not a true fan, because at the beginning of the season, nobody would have imagined that this would be where we're at. So I think this was a perfect season. We couldn't ask for anything better than this.
Okay, what would you give us out of 10?
Oh, out of 10, this was 10 out of 10 would be a championship. So we gotta go. We'll go 9 out of 10 because we came up just a bit short. 9 out of 10, but we're coming back next season. Watch out for the boys.
Okay, looking ahead now to next season, what do you think we need to do to close the gap on Man City and to finish ahead of them now?
Okay, for next season, Stan the man. I'm from Los Angeles. I know what you did with the Rams. We gotta show us that money, my boy. Show us that money, Stan the man. I think we're just a couple of players away from making it. Closing that gap with Man City. We're going to Champions League next season. We need to be able to build on that season. We need to be able to load up on some players. Maybe Declan Rice, maybe Caicedo. Hey, whoever. But let's go. We got some teams we got relegated today. Let's get Madison, Leicester. Y'all need the cash. Sell us Madison. Give us Tillemans. Let's load up. We're going next season.